The following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1.
Hello and welcome everybody to MRE Uno March Madness for Division 1. I'm going to be your streamer tonight, G-Man, and tonight we have our third Elite 8 game, our third regional final, and it's going to be KT, the boss man himself, commissioner himself, versus the underdog in Brad H, the 15 seed, who's made quite the run to get to this point. It's going to be a 1 vs 15 matchup, something you don't typically see in regular March Madness, but in MRE Uno, that's just what happens here. We're going to take a look at the bracket right now. We are down to the last two competitors here as we've gone through this Elite 8 so far. Start off with Nam and Eli Gabret for the Golden Road region. Nam was able to take a 5-2 pretty easily. Secured that spot into the Final Four. And then 2 days ago, we had Jesse Turner versus Charles Sanford. Jesse Turner, with an incredible run through this tournament, was able to upset Charles Sanford 5-4, makes his first Final Four in his fourth attempt. In our third matchup, we have KT and Brad H, which will be coming up right now. And this is going to be an interesting one. You don't typically see this big of a seed disparity to this point of the tournament. So you're really going to have a kind of different vibe in a way to how this goes. But Brad's really proven himself as above a 15 seed, and I think he's really trying to make the a Final Four here when honestly not really a lot of people expected it, and KT is just trying to show why he's one of the best, show why he's able to hang with everyone, and make, I believe, his third Final Four. So he's looking to go for that. Will he get it? We'll find out in a bit. As we're going to jump to the stream here, we have a bit of a smaller crowd here tonight. We might have a few more people come in as we go along here, as we're going to just jump right to the channel. But overall, it's been quite a tournament so far for both these players. KT's been playing like his usual self. Maybe sometimes he's going a little crazy in terms of the comments after games, but hopefully we don't get a lot of that tonight. But Brad's been kind of, in a way, on an uphill climb as well. Had that first stream game, he publicly said he was feeling a bit nervous going into it. Even had the fight against Llamas, who ended up being sick, and then in the second round, Stingray also ended up being sick, so there was a bit of a question mark to whether or not Brad was getting his opponents sick, but that ended up not being the case, as he was able to beat a clean and healthy Karson in the Sweet 16 to make it to this point. Sanford, I think this is one of the interesting matchups so far in this tournament, and honestly, I don't think a lot of people expected this matchup to happen this tournament, especially with Brad's expectations along with his seeding. So walk me through what you're expecting going into tonight, and how do you think each player might try to get on top?
Well, so for KT, he's going to try and definitely get on top by trying to outlast his opponent a little bit more than likely. He knows how to play that long game. I could be wrong, but I don't think Brad's played too many long games so far, like 10 plus minutes. So that's going to be interesting to see what he can do in those. Should they go longer? But for Brad, I also think that he's done a good job so far this tournament. Well, he's definitely proven that he shouldn't have been the 15, but it is what it is when you don't have as much data. Could have been they played a little bit of poker to try and get something lower, but obviously wouldn't have wanted to be a 15. He's definitely proven doubters wrong, and we'll see. I just think it's probably going to be a little bit too much KT, though, in this one.
Well, we have seen so far in this tournament where a lot of the lower seeds are making a lot of upsets, and we do have a bit of a bizarre Final Four so far. We got a 4, which isn't out of the ordinary, but then you also got a 9 seed in terms of Nam. And then for our last match, which is going to happen at Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a 10 or a 13 who's going to make the Final Four. So seed-wise, things are getting all out of control when it comes to the Final Four. So I don't see why we couldn't see a 15th seed in the Final Four here after tonight. We'll hand it off to Yoshi here. I know it's kind of an interesting one. I think you do have experience with both these players. Do you think there's something that either of these players might be hiding up their sleeve that they're going to bring out tonight, or do you think we're just going to get what we see?
So I think they're gonna try and play it the way they usually do while mixing in a little bit of stuff that they usually don't do. I can't really pinpoint exactly what that would be because they're trying to they're hiding it, so it could be anything. But I think for both these players, I think they both could have that going into this match. We'll see. I do expect them to go a bit like the way they usually go at first, and then maybe as the games go on, they'll try and switch things up, or just give a different look. Really, I think that could happen for sure. Especially with KT, he likes to give different looks. I mean, which you gotta do it in this league. To be fair, there's so many players and so many people, so many streams too. I mean, it's fair. It's all in fairness. For Brad, I think it would be a good idea to try and take down KT because he's KT, hard to beat. So, yeah, they could be hiding something, but you never know. They might just play the way they usually do. That might be that might be more surprising than trying to hide something.
All right, sounds good. I'll give the opportunity to KT or Brad if they want to make any quick pregame comments going into this. Otherwise, we're gonna get things started here.
What's the question? Just pregame comments?
And just any pregame thoughts.
Yeah, just any.
Okay. Well, I'm the man, G. I'm the best guy in the league in terms of giving analogies, and there's no one better than me. So I came up with this analogy. I've seen a lot of Brad tape, right? And what I've noticed is Brad is going to be a long-distance flight guy, right? I've had the opportunity to travel around the world, and I've had the opportunity to go on 24-hour day trips to Thailand or whatever.
Yep.
And what I see is Brad is one of those top-foolery guys. First 6 hours, he's just fooling around. And once we get to about hours 16 to 20 of the flight, he's starting to go back with the flight attendant and starting asking for some more snacks because he's doing a good job and being well-behaved. Right now, I'm doing the same thing. Basically, what I'm trying to say, is this is going to be a game of I age like fine wine, he ages like fine wine as the series goes longer. It's going to be a battle of potentially one or two mistakes. That's going to decide it. There's not many mistakes I make. I know he doesn't make a lot of mistakes as this thing goes on. I've studied enough Brad tape. We'll see what we can do. And then, I'm the last guy left in terms of the one seeds. I mean, I'm trying to make my fourth Final Four because I made one Super League. But it counts.
I guess.
But yeah, that's a big one. But it counts. I'm trying to make my fourth one. I've been here, done that. Right? It's been an interesting journey to get here, though. Lost a lot of big names, good buddies such as Llamas and Caesar in the region, and of course I saw what happened to Sanford. What was it, Wednesday night? So I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. I'm not going to be on the call, so best of luck to Brad. When I'm playing, I'm deafening, and it's time to get locked in, boys. And I'll leave the floor to Brad with any comments. Let's have a go on, buddy. And I expect this one to be respectful, G. There's going to be no stupid offhand comments. I don't think Brad would be that stupid to poke me, and I'm not. I've never been the guy to do that. As long as you give me respect, let's do it.
That's an answer out of my book from Brad on his pregame comment. All I'm gonna say is anything can happen either way. Let's just see what happens.
All right, sounds good. We got Nam here, who's in the Final Four. He's gonna play the winner of this. He's actually awaiting on who his opponent will be, but. On that note, let's get things started here. We're going to give the call to Charles Sanford for game one here. I believe Yoshi's writing down the logs as he usually does. We thank him for that. But anyways, Charles Sanford, you're free to give the call.
I guess you mean I'm doing the table as well for that, or at least
Yeah.
All right. KT, you know the drill? Everything's on the board.
OG send, baby. 13.
Oh, and by the way, I was wrong actually. Brad in this tournament 8-2 in games that have gone past 10 minutes.
Interesting. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. But looks like we are ready to get things going, and KT.
Yep, as both players join join, I get my hand over the start button.
Oh, you're doing
wait
the
for-
scoreboard. All right, sounds good. All right, and we are underway.
And we can start with yellow 9. KT likely to play this kind of really cool. Maybe a color swap if he doesn't have yellow, or if he just has very limited yellow.
Yeah, I mean, with 13 cards here, sometimes it's better to just take a second, look what you got, and just formulate a game plan from there. You definitely do see this sometimes. Tapir is looking for the game.
Well,
Mm.
I mean, he was in the VC and then left. I guess he was struggling to find it or something. I guess.
I was just checking to make sure it was unlocked. It was. But we welcome Tapir as someone watching on. But KT is probably going to start soon. We start with a yellow 9.
What?
And
I mean,
he's going to be doing a little bit of square root action here with the yellow 3.
Yep. Now, what will Brad
boy.
do to respond? As
He either responds to them or responds with a
And
ooh,
Ditto
ditto.
play.
very
Yeah.
early ditto. How will KT react to that? He's just gonna
that's
keep
the
going
yellow
down.
one.
Keeps going down.
Let's see if Brad is able to one up this time.
Could keep the trend of going down if he plays a yellow 0 here, or if he dittos again. But he's gonna switch the grid
Well.
though.
No, we're not going to have to deal with the worrying about table check because KT's going to be on it.
And KT goes back to the 9, so we're going back up from the top here.
Okay.
And
Reverse monkey.
that is such a
Less
terrible
than-
term, but okay.
Less,
He's going to
less than
switch as
beyond
well.
that, the better. But hey,
KT goes to the red 6, so now only blue's not been explored yet. Real question here is what?
should open Brad up here.
Yeah, but what does Brad
Yeah.
do here? It's red 2. So far, it's kind of been cool. Have seen some color switches here and there, but nothing crazy so far. And we got another ditto.
Oh my. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Second ditto.
Yeah, very clean. 13
Well, we'll
cards.
see what Brad does now. I'm sorry, Yoshi. My bad.
Yeah, it's fine. Playing it clean here with 13, starting with 13 cards. They're just going down the line.
Oh,
Rotate.
cubing.
Doing a little cube action.
First draw
And
from
KT
KC.
draws, runs out of red early.
Potentially.
I have to wonder if both these players got a lot of draws or a lot of numbers off the start. I'm wondering if these draws might be having a lot of those special cards. So I am curious if that's going to be what ends up happening here.
Yeah.
It's definitely what could have happened, as could be also KT. There's the first table check at the 342 mark.
Back to
Going back to green.
KT's probably fine with this, but
Well, it was KT that switched off of green.
+2.
Okay.
Just
Okay,
also-
there you go. It's a double play to put him in the lead. I think he's in the lead now, actually.
That should put him in the lead. And
No.
there's blue. So
Well, and Pandora's
No,
box open.
I was
Doubles up.
Double play.
Oh, now he's in the lead. There you go.
playing it cool again. Brad's gonna go with a blue
Well,
1.
So it's realistically actually just a tie game, because KT played first. So As there's the
Yeah.
server on Blueberry Blast. Get your Blueberry Blast at drinkmillroadenergy.com.
I'll take it a bit. Just doubles up here. Blue.
Okay.
Reverse 5. He's got to take a lead there.
Double play of his own as both are getting somewhat close.
Both are running blue quite a bit.
The reverse play does give.
He's getting back to green.
That is
We'll
he
see
does.
how KT responds.
That's the third time Brad has switched to green this game so far.
Oh, classic KT move.
KT does not like that.
Okay. And now let's see what Brad has in terms of ammo because he's probably saving it up for this moment.
Definitely a possibility here, but if he doesn't, this might be a draw.
Yeah. Oh my.
Right at 3.
That's a good table check. That's a good table check.
Going to force KT to probably not be able to sneak Uno in.
Switches to green with the
Oh,
He's
wild.
going to use
wow.
the wild to go into green.
That's gonna get
And
an Uno.
KT's got a draw.
He's gonna get Uno here. Green 5.
But what does KT have to be able to respond now?
Could Brad
typing
run green
already.
to the end also?
Yeah, he's typing already. Probably implies that his last card is green, so all KT can do is switch.
I don't know if he's got anything though. If you draw on that green
Well,
wild,
he
it's
might have
like
+2 in a draw.
probably gonna have to. That could be true also, but yellow 5.
Well, there it
interesting
is.
call.
He's got a switch, but is it another 5?
Wow, he plays it
Whoa.
wrong. Oh, costly mistake from KT there. Oh man.
I did not.
Well,
No
I
one
mean,
expected that. Oh my god.
yeah, in the situation though,
What a
maybe
play.
you have one option.
Oh man.
It's like
so,
it's one of those like, would you rather lose? Would you rather lose not doing anything, or would you rather lose because you at least did the only thing you could do?
that's fair.
What was
but
the
It's
question?
a fair play for sure.
What was the question?
Well,
we didn't
actually,
ask
I
it.
mean, it'll lead into a question. Was the yellow 5 a case of you didn't have anything else you could do to try and prevent him from playing, or?
What am I gonna do? Play green 8? I knew he had a yellow. I mean, I knew I was trapped either way. I had a green. My hand was green 8, yellow 5, red +2, yellow skip. Dead end hand. Can't do much there. You know, I knew he had an 8 because he was avoiding the high numbers 8, 9. So just natural instincts. Like he's got an 8. I know it. So I can't play the 8. And we'll go with the yellow. I mean, we gambled. I mean, the only thing I could have done was
Draw?
Draw.
yeah, but I don't want to draw. It's not how I play. Not game 1. I don't know him. I didn't think anything of it. But we're good. We're still good. It's only 1-0. We got time.
Yeah, fair enough. Brad, I mean, you played the wild green there, with that yellow 8 there as well, so that was a bit of a risk. Do you want to maybe talk about what the gamble was there? And it did pay off, but
Brad mentioned he was typing there to make sure he didn't get called out.
yeah.
One thing.
Oh.
Had the wild
Yeah,
green
I
there.
actually could. Oh yeah, I can understand why. KT knew that. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking about like how he knew exactly like he was a yellow and an 8. I realize now.
Yeah.
Well, it was more taking a risk that he wouldn't have had the yellow 8. He said he knew he had an 8.
I had a green 8. Yeah. I mean, I draw in that situation. You know, he's shown me that he usually can run it to the finish, right? Because
Right.
so it's a risk. The blue wild. Come on, that's KT classic. Come on, it was coming. There's never had a chance.
Fortunately, ended up backfiring a bit, but you do got a chance to bring it back here, so we're gonna go to game 2 here. I'll take the call for this one. KT, game 1 didn't quite work out for you, but you got another shot here. How many cards do you like?
Let's go 12 pack.
12. He's gonna go 1 down here. Interesting. 12. All right, KT's gonna join up. Just waiting on Brad. There he is. And I think we're going to get things going for game 2 here. And the start is red 4. So another normal start here. And KT's having none of that. He's going to switch to the yellow right away.
Okay.
How is Brad going to react to this? Playing that yellow 8 that won him the first game.
Just
Well,
gonna double it up.
as well.
And KT's going to go 1 down. Yellow 7. He does want to run this yellow here, so we'll see how long he stays here.
As a comment from here, from the peanut gallery, now I'm calling the starting card for game 3 is going to be a yellow 9. So let's see if that happens.
All right. Red 0.
Oh, that's
There
a
it
red
is.
0. The 0 sugar switch.
Could have played the red negative there, which would have been interesting, but doesn't quite have it. Gotta wonder if that's maybe a new card in a future game of Uno. But anyways, red.
It's in the flip game. There you go.
Oh
It's a
boy.
flip card.
Perfect. But Brad's gonna go 1 up with the red 1 here. I actually believe he had. No, he did not. Never mind. I'm thinking of something else. And Casey's gonna switch the blue right away. Interesting.
Ooh, okay. The third color now.
Technically, that is. Actually, no. We haven't really played a lot of.
No,
We're
we
still-
haven't had green yet. Haven't had green, so.
Still missing green. Brad goes blue
Right.
6.
Darn big with the
And
double. Well, okay, just a double play.
Doubles up.
And it's
Another
a zero
zero.
sugar blueberry. It's a 0 sugar blueberry blast. Again, get your blueberry blast at drinkmiddleroadenergy.com.
That's 3 of the zeros off the board already. Only the green 0 remains, but we welcome Chomik into the call. And KT draws.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, sometimes people go for a switch despite the draw, but we'll see what Brad does. Yeah, I was just gonna play it. Cool.
Blue 5. And gets to switch to yellow 5 here, so
Okay.
still no green.
Definitely trying to keep that aside for now.
Yeah, both these players might not be ready to go there yet, if they have an opportunity to. But KT,
Okay.
again, 1 card
Oh,
gone.
KT with a classic draw and a 9.
Oh yeah, that's the card that Nam is expecting to start for game 3.
Yep, that is that's a 2-color strategy for KT here with like I think 8 to 10 cards. So no 7. Okay, I was 1 off. Well now it's 8.
Now 8.
I just predicted the future. That's all. But Brad's gonna keep running
Right.
yellow. I don't think he caught how many cards. 7, 6.
Okay, here we
and
go.
There we go. And this is gonna be our first draw city, I believe.
Now they ran out.
Got to think with this draw city how this rearranges the cards here, because we saw before KT was not really able to play much on the blue here, but that might change with these draws. As Brad gets a reprieve with the yellow 5, we'll see if that gets a switch. Based off how we've seen this game unfold so far, I'm not sure if it will, but does get
He's
the
typing.
red.
He's gonna go to red.
That should help KT here. And there's green. There it is.
Ooh, okay.
KT is ready to try to run green here. We'll see if we
Oh,
do
it's a
though.
trips 5 in a way.
Do we have the blue 5? No, we do not. We have a green 4.
Oh,
Going 1 down. And yeah, here we go. KT's going to run the green here. I think he might run this for a bit. I think he was kind of waiting for this. And switches
And
back
Brad
to red.
just says no.
Brad might not want to
ooh,
run the green right now.
interesting. Well, but is KT going to have the other green 6 to be able to switch it back?
He has a red skip, though. Might have a green skip as well.
We're
Yes, he
going to rule it
does.
out. Yep.
Okay.
And there's the last.
Oh,
there's
in the last
zero.
zero.
There it is. There is no more zeros left in the deck.
I mean, at least unless we draw 73 cards.
Well, yeah, for now. And Brad did not
Unfortunate
like
for
green. He's
Brad
drawing.
here.
KT might run this a bit. He might be walking the minefield here. No, he does not. He just runs out as well.
Ooh.
Or purposefully draws one or the other. It is KT. You can't rule that out at any point.
Of course. Maybe didn't really have a clear run to the finish. Might not have liked it. And
Wait
goes
till
to
he goes
blue
to
8.
blue.
Blue 1. Alright. We're gonna run blue here. And I did. Oh, he draws. Ooh, I'm not sure about that one.
Brad
Yeah, I
continues
don't
to
get
play
that
it
one
cool
either.
though. He hasn't. Oh wow.
Both run out. This 2 color. Blue 7.
Top
Okay.
deck blue 7.
Blue skip. Top
Has
deck,
a yeah,
top deck blue
oh
skip.
wow. Okay.
I
Oh,
don't.
That's intriguing.
I don't hate that, but it's not going to lead to anything.
It's
so.
not the worst one you could do. As, by the way, hi, Chomic. Welcome.
Joined a few minutes ago, but yeah, we're going to have a draw city keep going here, but I mean, when it comes to like leaving the special cards on top of the deck as a draw, I think there's good ways to use it, especially if it's like you kind of don't really have the option you want. So I don't necessarily dislike it, but sometimes it's very ill-advised.
It could have been a situation also, Brad, maybe wanting to keep it on blue and not risking that KT would have had another 7.
It's fair enough too, because another thing with drawing on the skip or the reverse is sometimes people want to hold those cards for a potential run to the finish, so they might not want to use it right away. So we're gonna keep the draw city going here. KT's gonna stop it with the red skip here, and it's gonna be a red 6. So I think there could be some plays here, but we'll have to see. And yeah, we're gonna run it here. Red 7, red 9. What else we got? 9 to 7 as well, based off the card they played. Game's also lasted 7 minutes as well, so... And Brad wants green, so we're going back to green here. And KT is going to double up with the red 7 here. Good play there. Might force Brad into a draw. Brad thinking, and he's got a draw here, so good play by KT there. And he's going to run the red. Goes red 2. Might be walking the minefield now. And he gets blown up. Brad's going to switch to yellow here. And KT's going to throw down the +2.
KT has the answer.
And the +4. And the reverse. And possibly the run to the finish.
Okay. Triple, looking for the quad.
And
That's
that's going to
game.
be the game. Yeah. So KT's going to close that one out. I don't think... I mean, the play there didn't even matter unless it was a draw. He had all the special cards in the world. Probably was going to run double reverse green into the +4 yellow and then just to the +2 to end the game if it stayed red. But KT, you had some good ammo control there. You bring it back 1-1 here, back in it. I mean, you simply just got the job done. I was going to ask something about how long you held it, but I don't think you want to reveal that. So... I'll say this. what's the mindset with splitting the home series now that you're going into the first away series of the match so far?
Comfortable right now in terms of just getting that win. Patience is a virtue in life, and patience is a virtue on the table, right? Just bid my time, stayed calm, stayed composed, right? And got the job done. But at the end of the day, it's one of those situations where I knew what he was trying to do at the start, and I'm not going to reveal, obviously, but I knew what he was trying to do, so I'm not going to say it. But it was a good technique, but I've seen a lot, man. I mean, this guy's going to be throwing a lot of haymakers tonight. It's going to be a fun series, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Game 3's got to offer.
All right, fair enough. Brad, you split the home series 1-1. You got your first home series now. What's the mindset going into your first home series, and how do you try to, not necessarily reverse fortunes, but how do you try to take advantage of the situation right now and try to sweep your first home series? Let's type for a bit. We'll just give him a second.
Gee, we got a problem with the timer. I don't know.
I'm assuming it's lagging.
I mean, the timer froze for whatever reason. I don't know why. I didn't hit it. It froze at 3:34.
I think it's happening sometimes with it, but I don't think.
Oh
it's the
no,
first time
because
it's happened.
I know why. Because if you go off the app, if you don't stay directly on the timer, you go to another app, it just freezes. You got to stay on the whole thing. It's annoying.
What's funny is I didn't click off of it any other thing I normally do.
Just have to treat this like a best of 7 now. I have more control now. Just have to play my best from here. Maybe use ammo earlier. All right, fair enough. We got game 3 here for Brad though, so he's gonna have the first home stand. He can't pick 13 cards, but we're gonna hand it off to our referee Charles Sanford for the game 3 call.
Okay, so Brad, you cannot choose 13. What would you like?
So maybe on my end I'll just stay on the website. Maybe then it'll function possibly. Maybe it has to be.
Like I said, I didn't even click off of it. I didn't off the website. I just clicked into Discord is what I did.
Yeah, well we're going 10 here, so gonna start yellow 2.
Ooh, not that far off.
Yeah, but not close, but no cigar there for Nom. We'll wonder if he gives another prediction for game 4 here. But anyways, Brad's gonna start with the yellow 6 here. It goes down to 2, and it goes to 10 cards here. Both power plays still on the table here, with this essentially being a best of 7. And KT draws early.
I've seen it before.
I've seen that one.
I've seen this one before. Trust me. And Brad draws 2. Yellow is pretty cold off the draw. Starting hands were not very friendly to yellow.
Well, there's another prediction from Nam. It's gonna be blue 6 for the next game.
Blue 6, alright. Brad went yellow 0.
Oh,
KT doubled
okay,
up.
hold on.
Might have drawn because he had that skip but didn't have a closer for that, so it might have just been going for that. Yeah, there's the switch there. I think that helps both players.
Yeah, it should.
And yes, it will.
Okay.
Red 7. And
Red
Brad's
9.
gonna keep creeping up here with the red 9. And KT has the second red 4, so no more red 4 for the rest of this shuffle. Both of them within the first 9 cards discarded. Interesting. And Brad's going to keep going down. Goes to the red 2. It's a pretty close game so far. Only seen 2 colors. Wonder if we're going to see more here. And just as I say that, we go to the green 2 there. Which is, I mean, yeah, KT might have wanted the draw at the start of the game because we started with the yellow 2. Maybe would have had an early switch to green here, and they might be able to run green as he goes with the green 5. Brad responded with the green 8 prior, but Brad's also going to just draw here, so he doesn't like the green. And KT uses that wild, goes to the yellow. Might be running to the races here.
Okay, check the table.
Yellow 8.
Now with a cool.
KT, I would think, has something here. I think it's too early for a KT Classic, and he does, and it might be a run to the finish here with the +2s and maybe a +4 onto it. Yes,
Triple.
it is.
This is another good hand.
And that's going to be it, and that is going to be 2-1 to KT here. Great ammo run to the end. KT, I feel like that was kind of a rinse and repeat from what we saw last game. Do you got anything else to say beyond that, or would that assumption be correct?
Yeah, I just put on some cocoa lotion actually right before the game, and a little magic with the cocoa lotion, rub it all over my hands, just hands, and yeah, good, feeling buttery smooth. Got the win, and looking forward to game number 4.
All right, awesome. Brad, I mean, I don't know how that draw was at the start, but it didn't seem like you had a lot of yellow. But I think overall, I think the entire game was just kind of playing into KT's hand for the most part, and you were kind of just along for the ride. What do you do to try to split the series here and make this essentially a best of 5 and to prevent being down 3-1? Again, also gotta mention, both power plays still on the table. Haven't been used yet in these first 3 games. Brad was typing. There he is. I think I have to be more aggressive. Just can't give KT long runs like I have. Fair enough. Both KT's wins so far have come off these long runs here. 4, 5, maybe even 6 cards sometimes. But that's typically one of the ways KT likes ending these games. So it's playing to his favor so far. But we're gonna go with the game 4 call here. I think this time we'll give it to Yoshi here. He can give the call for game 4. Brad can't pick 13 cards as per usual, and on that note, we'll hand it off to Yoshi.
Okay, Brad, so this is game 4. Like G-Man said, just can't pick 13. How many cards?
Going down. We keep going down. So started at 13, went 12, then we went 10, then we went 8. I'm wondering if we get a low card start here with like a 6 or 5 range, but you don't typically see that.
Oh man, we're
KT.
gonna run out of racetrack if that's the case.
Oh my god.
And there it is,
Well,
the green +2. Bit of a swing and a miss this time from Nam, but we get her for a special start of the game.
Yeah, you need to make one of those predictions because
Feels overdue at this
so many
point.
green +2 starts.
Yeah, Brad's not gonna bite at it. Goes to the green 4. That's interesting. Eight cards is one of those. Early switch here, but 8 cards is one of those starts where it's like it's tempting to just go for the +2 early, but blue 8, blue 2, kind of playing it cool so far. We'll see where
Quicker
this goes.
pace as well.
There's a ditto.
Ditto.
Third of the match, and it's going blue 1. Blue
Yeah,
side.
we're going down the number. Never mind. Back
We were
up.
just running with blues, but KT's gonna run out. And
Yeah, they're
run
both
out.
gonna run out.
Both had the same amount
I
of
mean,
blues.
Nam's 0 for 2, but now he's predicting red 1 comes up next
Okay.
for the start. So
And we got first draw city of the game. Drawing quite a bit here. We started off with a pretty fast start on blue, and then just kind of slowed down right away. Kind of crashed into a brick wall. But KT's gonna go for the blue 9. Might be trying to break it. And there it is, green 9. So that is it for draw city.
Yeah, and
And
yeah,
there's
it was
the
back to
green
green.
7. KT could have switched there, so that's interesting. Gotta wonder what he's got in his hand. Brad's gonna go 1 up with the 8 here, and KT's gonna go back down to the 5. So interesting start here so far. We ran off to the races on blue, both ran out at the same time, and then we switched to the green here. That leaves red and yellow both off the table so far. Not much action from those 2 colors yet, but I feel like we might get some in a bit. But Brad runs out of green, which honestly is expected. He did switch off early, and KT's going to keep running the green here. Goes back to the green 9. I think that's a good play there. I think that forces a draw unless Brad gets something here or was holding on to something. No, he's just gonna play wild yellow. He
okay.
doesn't want
Oh,
anything with green.
okay.
So we do break it. KT goes to the yellow 8. He is able to run it. And Brad's
Yellow 2
going to yellow
doesn't.
2.
Mm,
And there's a +4.
yeah.
And there's a skip. And that's probably going to be 3-1. Yes,
Yep.
it is. And yeah, again, yeah, hey KT, this feels like deja vu. I think we did the exact same thing again. So, you got any comments for us that we didn't hear the last 2 times, or same old usual?
Shout out to my boy Jeff. He gave me some music, and what did I end that song on? Katy Perry, Hot and Cold. Well, I'm so
Oh, that's
far
good.
heating up. Right? That's a classic one, right? Got a classic one. No, this is like the what do Llamas say? 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 4 minutes. I don't know. I'm just having fun, man. I'm enjoying it right now, and when it's wrong, when it's right, it's black and it's white. We fight, we make up. We kiss, we make out. Let's keep going. That's it.
You don't really want to stay. No. Yeah. Okay. We'll stop. We're not gonna get this taken down by Katy Perry's music studio. I don't want that. But, yeah, Brad. I mean, yeah, Brad. You did play the yellow there. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out. Seems like you're kind of in a tough pickle here, but you do get your home field back, so might be able to turn the tides here. Or no, the home field goes to KT. I'm being dumb, but you're going back to where you got your 1 win. So you might be in a better spot when you're the one who's chasing as the as player 2. So you might be using that to your advantage. Don't want to necessarily try to ask for the game plan, but the emotions, the mentality. What's the mentality going into this next homestand here to try to keep this game alive here? You are down 3-1. Is a bit of a tough situation, but we've seen many people come back from this. So, what's the mentality going into this next few games? Can't let it get to me. I have to avoid going down 4-1. That is fair. I don't know if anyone... I know people in the past have came back from 4-1 if it does get to that, but I don't think we've seen that yet this tournament. So we'll have to see. We have seen people come down from 3-1 though a few times, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just do a little quick break here. Sanford, so far all 3 KTE wins have been pretty much identical here. Do you think we kind of see a rinse and repeat 2 more times, or do you think something else changes here?
I mean, I don't know if something changes, but for Brad, I think you almost have to start trying to get games into being long games again, because clearly the short games are playing into KT's favor. Let's say.
That's true. When we keep going down in the card starts here, so I'm wondering if we're gonna keep doing that or if we're gonna go back up here. This is KT, so I feel like we might be going back up, but we'll have to see. But on that note, I'll take the game 5 call here. KT, how many cards? It can't be 12, 10, or 8.
Okay, perfect. Double OG, 14 me.
All right, and we are going back up here. We're gonna go 14. So yeah, KT's gonna be starting here. He's looking to make this 4-1, trying to close out on to his 3rd regular season Final Four. I will add that asterisk there because he did make the Final Four in Super League. But yeah, Brad just taking a second to compose himself, get ready for this upcoming game. This is a vital game in this series. Here we go. Green 9. I think that's the furthest Llamas been off so far, unfortunately. Yeah. So again, 14 cards, got quite a few. Might take a bit before we see our first play here. Obviously, just gotta look at your cards, see what you got, just play it cool. And KT is gonna go with the yellow 9 here. He wants to start with yellow.
He heard Nam talk about the yellow too.
Yep. Brad's gonna run yellow 1 here. I think. That doesn't necessarily mean KT doesn't have green. He might just want to come back to it later though. Goes with the yellow reverse here. Just doubles up. Is gonna take a bit of a extended lead here. Brad goes with the yellow 3. Brad, for the most part, this game so far has been playing it pretty cool. Hasn't been doing anything crazy here. But both players still have their power plays. Haven't seen any power plays used yet.
Well, but that's the problem for Brad, is because at this point, you almost figure KT's probably going to power play anytime he can run a game to the finish, because he's unlikely to go for the take 2 into a fourth game win thing.
I mean, if you have the lineup to just finish it without the power play, like, and it's a likelihood of, or a likely chance you can, I mean, I don't see why KT wouldn't try to go for it and have 2 power plays going into a potentially final game of the series, and eventually all the advantage to your front. But Brad is gonna go to the red here. KT had another double up, but KT is gonna run the red. It is 8-7, so Brad's slightly closing the gap, but KT still has possession arrow. So I need to open up the timer again to make sure it doesn't slow down. Yeah, Brad thinking here. Might have something here, and he's going to go to blue.
Oh, there's a swap.
Quick swap here. KT will run it. KT has not drawn yet so far. Gotta wonder where he runs out. I don't think we've seen a draw from either side, actually, so...
Been solid play so far.
Yeah, KT is just kind of keeping it cool. Brad kind of going up against the ropes here, looking to make this 3-2.
Oh, goes for the blue 9.
Playing it cool, and we go back to red. KT might like that. But does Brad like it, though? Brad runs it. Red 0.
Okay.
The 0 sugar on the cherry red. You can get your cherry flavored MRE at drinkmillroadenergy.com. drinkmillroadenergy.com.
Brad thinks it's GG.
I don't know why you think it's GG. Wow. Oh.
Interesting.
There it is.
Well, he asked and he shall receive. So Brad's got a draw here. I believe Stanford's gonna update it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill. There's your run. He asked it, and he asked, and we will receive. And
Brad can't do anything.
Yep. So that's gonna be a 4-1 here. Oh man, this is some. These are some pretty solid hands KT's getting here. 4-1. I mean, yeah.
Couldn't have been me on Wednesday. This couldn't have been me on Wednesday. The bot wasn't doing this. Wasn't being this favorable.
Kind of just got to be flexible with whatever you're given, although sometimes it's just
a
GG scenario. But yeah, KT, a little bit of a different flair to this win. Still had that run to the end, but you throw a little power play in there, a little bit of like a nice seasoning in a way. You're 1 win away from the final 4 here. You essentially get four chances here with a power play, so I'd have to assume the mood right now is pretty good. So talk me through it.
I said that against goal, but a certain thing happened, right? But a little bit different. I don't know, man. It's been, I don't know, just good hands, you know, good night so far. Chilling on the beats and just enjoying the moment, G, right? You know, it's, thank God for this warm weather, man. I'm not gonna lie, a couple days ago it was a little cold and wasn't feeling it, but these 75-degree weather, KT already got a nice tan. We doing a good job tonight for sure. Appreciate it.
Of course, and all I can say is you're welcome for that. But yeah, Brad, unfortunately, down 4-1 is a bit of a tough situation here. You still do have 2 power plays though. I mean, this could be it. You got to win these next 4 games to make it to the final 4. Seems like a tall task, but you're not out of it yet. I mean, I think for you is the question is it time to lock in, or do you have something else up your sleeve? Again, gotta notice also with KT really saving his ammo to the end, he is able to run the deck for the most part with his numbers and then have the ammo go to the end. But you do throw in some double ups here and there, but overall KT's been playing this very well. Just have to log in. Can't let KT get away with another chain. Fair enough. But yeah, on that note, we're gonna hand it off to Sanford for the game 6 call here. KT with a lot of the card starts he can't choose, so gonna be curious to see what he goes with. On that note, we'll hand it off to Sanford.
Let me go back and look. I feel like Yoshi isn't typing this on.
It's 14.
It's all even numbers. It's 8, 10, 12, 14.
Oh wow.
Unfortunately for
so,
KT, there's no 16.
KT, I'm gotta assume that the house inspection went well. You can't use 8, 10, 12, or 14. What would you like to try and close this one out?
Full send.
Come on. Gotta do it.
Yeah.
Gotta do it for the fans, for sure. Yeah, house inspection went well, thanks, Fred. A couple minor things, but feeling good.
Now, if KT does lose this game, you have to wonder if maybe it's even card starts he wants to win on, or if it's, just that. But this is the second odd card start of the game.
As KT joins up, there's Brad going into stage, and
blue 3.
the green light is off.
I don't know what non-predicted, but I don't think it was a blue 3.
I think it was yellow.
It was a yellow 2.
All right.
Get close without going close, or getting you right, as there's the Zero Sugar on Blueberry Blast. Again, drinkmillroadenergy.com.
All right. Non-sensitive prediction for the next game, if it does happen, is a green 1. But yeah, closest he came so far was the first hand where he got the color right.
Brad gets the other blue 3 off the table.
Came in a little too late. Actually, no.
Well, it's a blue 4 then from KT.
Again, this is kind of like a cooler start here, but this did start a little quicker than what we typically expect with these 15 card starts. Again, 2 power plays from Brad, 1 power play from KT. You have to imagine KT saving that power play for the run to the finish. So kind of in a way, he has a few less cards than what he actually has. But blue reverse.
Well,
Red reverse.
double.
Could be a
Might
triple.
be trying to get Brad.
There it is. Takes the little
Good
bit
on
of-
Brad to not use the power play there.
Yeah, takes a little bit of an extended lead here. I mean, I wouldn't have used the power play there. It's way too early. If you have that run to the finish, then I mean, just hands in the air. What else are you supposed to do? Red 2. I mean, again, I think so far this game, Brad has really not played a lot of special cards, and I'm not sure whether or not it's because he's holding them or he's just not getting them. So,
Well, it could be the situation of the lower seed in this case is not getting them, and be the reverse of what happened with me and Turner.
You do know you gotta give props to Brad though. 15 seed making it to this point. Does have his back against the wall, but not out of it. But has had a great showing so far up to this point. But he's looking to keep it alive.
Brad loading up might have a run.
Hey, red 4.
Nope, just the double up.
And KT switches to the yellow 4.
Oh my
Again,
goodness.
KT is just like kind of flowing with the pace of play right now. Just kind of getting those switches when he needs it, running the cards when he needs it, and then just dipping off when he needs it. So kind of just getting inverse hands here. Again, yellow 1 from Brad.
Oh, and a double up again.
Quite a few lower numbered cards as of late. Besides the red 7 and
I mean, there was the yellow 2 that Nam was trying to predict.
just a few cards too late.
Just a few.
Yeah. Brad typing up again, but that doesn't always necessarily mean a run.
Yeah, just thinking about this move most likely.
Wild green, alright. Interesting. I think
Fair enough, but
KT might run it, but we'll have to see.
he also might just put a yellow wild in.
That's the thing I'm thinking too. It could be a little early for that, but he could also just not have a wild. But I don't think we've really have we seen green so far. I don't think we have. We have not. So.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Is that game? Brad thinks it
Brad
is.
thinks so.
I mean, I think it is.
Oh my god. That yellow reverse +2. Wow,
Yeah.
that's it.
Let's go! Final
so
four,
Brad-
son. That's for Cody. That's for Cody. I love you, buddy. That's for you, buddy. I love you.
Wow, that's insane.
That's for Cody.
Brad, was that just a case of not getting cards all night? I mean, dang.
I mean that seems really lopsided, but
Oh, I didn't even realize we had the final on that.
no, it's gonna be Nom KT in the final four here. But I just add it. Usually what I do is I just change the game to the final, and then kind of just go from there. But yeah, I mean for Brad, didn't get to use either of his power plays. Kind of just got. There was more than one game where I was one turn away from winning. Oh, that's unfortunate. But yeah, also it's just kind of holding it to the end, and unfortunately just doesn't get the best of it. Yeah, played too conservative, got what I deserved. Yeah, unfortunately Brad, as he said himself, was a bit too conservative in this game, and unfortunately it cost him his shot at the Final Four here, but still a great performance nonetheless, coming in as the 15th seed, making it all the way to the Elite Eight. Depends on how the game tomorrow, or no, the game Monday goes with Ashley and Abion, but likely going to be an 8th place finish here for this first tournament. Not a bad showing whatsoever for their debut. But KT, your third Final Four in the regular season, your 4th Final Four overall. It seems like the bot and you were buddies all night, so you were able to just play with the flow and get what you need to get the job done. Walking through your thoughts here as you're making another Final Four.
Oh, it's always epic to go back to another Final 4G. You know, it's going to be fun taking care of the presser with Art. I got to train him now to get that going because I'll be alone.
That'll be fun.
But, yeah, it'll be fun. But, no, look, at the end of the day, I want it now that the mantra's down. Look, at the end of the day, sometimes you just get really lucky. And tonight, the game one, I had a pretty dead-end hand. But after that, you know, I just stuck with it and got the job done. This is just unlike me, though. You never see a KT series in 25 minutes. It's been like that. Even with DJ, I was winning games, as you saw, 4 and 2 minutes. It's been a weird tournament. Usually it's draw it out, but I've never had the chance. So it's been good. You know, Brad, I actually studied a little tape, and I know now that I can review, I know I looked at his 10-card start game. That's the one thing that scared me. And I kept looking at myself. I'm like, man, every time he's winning on 10, 10, 10, 10. So I was a little nervous with the 10-card start, but when I won that match, I'm like, you know what? If I can win that, I can control it. So good job to Brad. He's a great player. I think he's going to do some great things. But for myself, you know, on to Nam. Look, Nam is a generational player, in my opinion. He's a young kid, right? A young puppy. And he's going to go against the boss. He plays very fast, and I am not going to be able to just play lightning quick. I have to make sure I take my time, stay methodical, play on course, and we will have a good match in the Final Four. But regardless, it was a good game against Brad, and I wish him the best. He'll be back in T2 and definitely won't be a 15 seed. Much respect, brother, but the Niners got this one done on the scoreboard color.
I mean, yeah, you see it also. Only 25 minutes. Definitely one of the lower-ended series so far. And not to mention also, after game one, it was kind of just, in a way, a gentleman's sweep. KT taking 5 games straight, so overall great performance from KT. Condolences to Brad. His run ends here, but still a great run nonetheless. Brad, you did talk about being too conservative, but I think overall, even though you didn't get the win here tonight, I still think you had a great tournament, great debut here. Talk to me your thoughts about running through this tournament, running through March Madness. so we'll give him a bit of type. I mean, I'll bring it to Stanford as we wait for Brad to type up his answer. Was this what you were expecting coming into it, or did this catch you by surprise? In some ways, I mean, I think you picked KT to win, but maybe not by this scoreline.
I definitely was expecting this to be way closer than what it ended up being. So the fact that it ended up being a 5-1 is a little bit disappointing, but fair play to KT. He was getting all the card luck and can't really fight it too much on some of those nights.
Kind of like a St. Peter's run in the way where 15C makes it to Elite 8, and then when you get to Elite 8, unfortunately, it's just kind of like a little bit of a blowout, which is unfortunate. No one likes to see that, but again, you gotta love the underdog run to this point. So I think Brad's getting close to done with writing this up.
Well, Jay, I want to make an interlude real quick. One of the things I always try to teach after every game, though, is you look at Radden, right? I talked to him, even though we had that crazy cracked out game. He admitted he can't trash talk me, right? Costa learned sneak attacks, got to be more on the button. DJ, even in mid, I played KT. I got to make sure I'm on point with the call out. Now, Brad will learn. He sees what's going on. Now he'll learn ammo control with a little more defense, right? So I always try to teach lessons, even though I am the league owner. I want to make sure I teach the players, too, that look, you took what you got. You took one on the chin. But now you have this data to look back and say, okay, what can I do better? It doesn't have to be against me, right? Because it's not guaranteed to play me. This could be the only time we play each other all year because of the way the format works. But against other people, now he will learn and adapt and realize, okay, I need to do a little bit better job. But regardless, much respect to Brad. Right? Like I said, I know Llamas was watching that game with all the sickness, but incredible job to him, and we'll look forward to seeing him in T2 for sure.
Right. Had a good run, put myself in a good position in the rankings going forward. KT was by far the strongest opponent I faced this tournament. Don't have anything bad to say about him. Next time will be a higher seed. But all there is to do now is think about whatever comes up next. Absolutely. And we will see Brad next tournament in, I believe, what will be an April-themed tournament based on how the dates are lining up. Well, on that note, that'll do it. We'll bring it to the end stream here. Thank you all for watching here. KT takes the win 5-1. He's going to be moving on to the Final Four in our first confirmed Final Four matchup, which is going to be winner of the Golden Road region of Nam, taking on the winner of the Rainbow Road region of KT. KT proves his #1 seed and makes it to the Final Four. The only one seed to make it to the Final Four here. As we've got one spot left in the Final Four, it's going to be between Ashley and Abion, 10 versus 13. Ashley, who's a world champion in a different server, looking to make a deep run here and possibly start her quest to be a world champion in multiple servers. So on that note, we'll see you Monday. But for now, this has been G-Man and MRE Uno commission in a way. Thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on Monday where we will find out our final participant in the Final Four. Until then, have a good night, everyone.